Okay.
Yeah.
So 4-5 years I was into core accounting. I think so. That's one thing.
4-5 years.
4-5 years core accounting, just finance and accounts. That's what my forte. And I had some change of mentors. And I think so. The one thing that changed for me is we had a cafe in the IT hub, and you know how IT folks are pampered, right? They feel रोज का एकदम लजीज अच्छा खाना चाहिए with changes, sweet ये वो. And somehow I mean, I'm a foodie, so that I had an inclination for it. And one of my colleagues was a part of a food improvement team over there. And she was least interested. She was in HR. She was like, roj ka jag hai ya, Sheetal, kya hai ye wo. So there were a couple of ideas that I introduced to her in terms of this. And we were not getting those budgets, those lavish budgets that we could have. So I kind of tweaked some things for her to help her say that, okay, if this is the budget, just don't ask for a flat budget. Just say that 2 days we'll give some executive stuff and all good stuff that we can. And that's where I thought that maybe it's not just finance is not my thing, but I could try operations also. So that simple example I was telling you that, I mean, some of them, you guys would call me foolish that this is not an example which would trigger it. But then you start to relate to that, okay, you have that inclination to do other stuff. And even food, one thing that said is that the options kind of when you present to the management, that has to appeal. So you're achieving your goal, but how you achieve it is a way that you can say it could be like 10 to 15 other options, but you have to understand how that person in front of you thinks, right? So if you're going to say that, nay, I need 100 rupees of budget, nobody's going to come and say, yeah, take it 100 rupees. But if you put it in such a way that you finally achieve that 100 plus what comes as an offer or offering to the rest of the things, I think so that is where I could manage and relate it with the management. And that's where it started with the food part of it. So I got into the fit committee. And there were a couple of other things that we were working on from an HR perspective that was especially about the non-compete agreements and a lot of other stuff. And that's where my mentor was very supportive of me in doing all these things. He was like, Sheetal, can you just go through it as a third? Take a third eye. I would like to go through all these things. And he got me introduced to the VP of HR then, who is now the CEO with World at Work. Amazing person. So then we started speaking to him, and then I had certain points, and that's where I got dragged into the HR part of it from the legal perspective. But yeah, that is how it happened. And I think so the most important part happened was that when we were looking for a new office, and I was nowhere part of it. I didn't know what a CAD CAM was. I didn't know what architects were or whatever it was. But that was one thing when my mentor said, would you like to come and see the offices? I would like to get a female's perspective, because men are sorry, but men are like colorblind. He was like, I don't understand the colors. I mean, the difference between the red and pink is very like, it doesn't make a difference to me.
Actually. You guys know peach also.
Yeah. So we know the degrees of variation colors. He was like, this is where I'm struggling. And our CEO is like a double graduate from MIT. And for me, honestly, MIT tab tha Maharashtra Institute of Technology. That's the brain that I had. I couldn't even pronounce
our
it.
MIT.
Yeah. So he was like a civil engineer from MIT, and he had this passion and hobby of being an architect, you know. So he wanted to design all the offices. And even today, our offices are replica of each other. Same across all countries. That is what we have meant it, colorful and all of that. So it's like, we'll come and see the office. That's what part of it. And that's how it started. When we started working with the architects, the interiors and all of it. And fortunately or unfortunately, when we started doing all of these things, though I was not really working on it like 100%, he had to move on from the company for certain reasons. And then it was like, who's going to do that? So it was like, I would be taking it over. And I had absolutely no clue. But in those 8 to 10 months, we designed, developed, executed, and launched an office of 26,000 square feet in that 7 to 8 months, right? Wow. So that's how I learned a lot of things. And I realized that if you have the willingness, if you have the ownership, and you want to do it, and that's where you have to showcase it there, and that's where you get highlighted in all these things. So that's where the journey started of the deviation. But plus I had immense support from all my mentors, everybody who's working, and we used to work all across the location. So the architects were, I mean, the main designer was, I mean, our CEO was in the US and Singapore at the same time shuffling. The architects were in Romania, another set of architects were in India. So that kind of thing to coordinate, manage it all, plus the finance, and we were going through a global restructuring also throughout the countries about forming companies and all of that. So those 2 years were like the peak of me getting the knowledge and the learnings that possible. But what I told you that it helped me was that I was open
Yes.
to accepting anything and everything that I wanted to do right now, just for the organization and for me myself, because there was a lot of learning. So
I think that's a very good point, and I feel a lot of people don't take that chances, saying that I am a finance guy. They are too comfortable in that word that I should not be doing this. I should not be in the cafeteria, and I should not be building offices, and I'm a finance guy. So I think you took your chances, and you kind of enjoyed the role as well. But there are two things that are coming to my mind. I'm very keen to know from this experience. One is you said you were an introvert, uh, when you qualified, and initial days you were a typical accountant that all of us were. So how and when in the process, Sheetal, the leader, started coming out of you, and you because what you're telling me, it required I'm sure it required a lot of interaction with people in India, people in Europe, in US, and it's not easy for us in early years of our life, just to get exposed, and they have their different way of talking, culture, and they don't start to the point where we are too used to starting to the point, right? So you have to do a little bit of chit chat, which I have myself experienced that in early years is kind of uncomfortable, right? We are just getting to get to the point. So you need to be, and you need to lead, and you need to lead people who are not of your domain, right? Like you said, engineers, architects, administrative, HR. So you are not naturally, domain wise their leader. So that's one thing I want to know. And I'm also adding the other question to this, and you can combine and say, or whatever. How much of you being finance person or a chartered accountant actually also helped you do all these roles, right? In terms of your thinking process, your presentation to the management, like you said, just asking for budget is one thing, but I'm sure being a finance person, you would probably understand their thought process of evaluating and releasing it. So things like that. So I want to know these two aspects and how they played out. I may make you think here, but yes, that's the whole point.
Okay, so maybe the second question is that as a chartered accountant, yeah, I mean, that's a valid question. I think so. What we have done in our CA courses is that we were privileged to have the articleship, which is a very practical experience. And then we interacted with a lot of people. So you had different sets of people that you had to even balance out and talk with. That was one thing I think, so we got the experience. Plus in CA, I think so what helped was that number was one thing, numbers was always there, but you have different facets of things. So when you have to solve a problem, I think so whenever it is to be, you used to think from a direct tax perspective, an indirect tax perspective, a tax perspective, financial, all of it put together. So it was not just one thing. We had to look at any kind of a problem that we had. I mean, whatever questions they used to ask us, it had a lot of perspectives to it. So you used to use all the knowledge that you gauged in the practical plus theoretical and put it out over here. I think so that helped cultivate it, knowingly or unknowingly, but that really helps, Rishi, I think. I mean,
yes,
for example,
very well said.
Yeah. So, I mean, just from the numbers perspective, if I have to tell my boss that basically, or my CEO saying that this is what I want, or these are the numbers what we want, but there is always a behavioral trait to it also. So you have to understand how that person perceives it or what he likes basically. So you go with the person saying that he's going to say no, and then you ask him, okay, what do you want? And you always have that in your mind, okay, this is what you want. So you get it executed that way, or you present in such an options that it is going to be favorable for both the parties. So that's one thing. So this is where I think so CA helped me basically to get this outlook and the mindset that you could correlate with 4 to 5 situations at one point of time. It is not one thing that you think of. So in my thing, I think so what helped is that even from the numbers perspective, we just don't look at the numbers. We look at whether are there any incentives that the government is offering, or when you're forming a company, for example. So which country would you go to where there are incentives? It is going to be tax friendly, a lot of other stuff, the economic part of it, whether it is going to be the stability part of it. So all countries, the talent, skill, even cities and all of it. So with the numbers also, you do a lot of behavioral traits, other analysis and analytics to it. So that kind of helped me, I think so, to bridge it is what I think.
Very well said. I think we can caption this and share it with ICAI. This can be a great seller to the young aspirants, because I think what you hit the nail on the head. I think most of us do not realize it when we are going through that hardship of articleship, and we kind of hate it. But I think you really put it well, that looking back, those are the things that really help in the corporate.
Right. And I can
Absolutely.
tell you, I worked with a lot of people in Romania, US, India, and then Singapore. Everybody has different personality traits. I mean, the Romanians, for as such, they're very strong. I mean, they will not budge whatsoever. So an Indian to like be a leader for that country, it took me a time to penetrate it. The thing is that to accept someone there, and also, I mean, I'm not saying that it was wrong or it's not on wrong part, but it's how they are made, and this is how we are made. So I think so the one thing I was able to balance is that I didn't march in as a manager or a boss in front of them. Whenever I got that opportunity to work with the Romania team, first it was not so, we had a quite a lot of like, we were at loggerheads with each other, but then that was because we were part of different teams. So it was okay, then I had someone who could manage and balance it out. But for me to go and say that, okay, now I'm going to gradually lead you or whatever it is, I don't want to call as a leader, it was easier instead of a boss or a manager. And I still have a counterpart out over there. Oh my God, we used to be at loggerheads all the time. It was like, it was very difficult. But gradually, I think so what helped was when I visited Romania and we had a one-on-one conversation. I mean, we can't believe that we have such a beautiful relationship as a mentor and a mentee developed over the years, because we get to know each other's perspective and what it is. And at the end of the day, the goal is the same. It's just the different ways and mannerisms on how you're going to achieve it, I think. So everyone has their own styles. The only thing is how you're going to balance it out, like saying that, okay, you do your way, but this is the end, this is my way. So let's collaborate and get it done. So I think so those are a couple of things that helped from a people's perspective for me.